The 4.0 second half banners have been revealed, and they are not as good as most of us would have hoped. I think we can all agree that at first glance, all three banners are a little bit disappointing. But just because they're disappointing, does that mean that you shouldn't pull? Or is there still value to be had on these banners that are worth skipping out on? Our fancy pants gentlemen coming up next. Welcome to Jello Impact, where we build and test every single character to help you decide who you want to wish for and build. Starting with the 5 stars, we have Zhongli and Childe. Both have been a pretty long time since their last rerun, and I would like to say the first things first. If you love Childe or if you love Zhongli, then now is your chance. Even if you're a new player and getting 4 stars is important for your account, do not miss your chance to get these characters if they are some of your favorites. It is not worth skipping them for some hypothetical time when they rerun where they may or may not have better 4 stars. For me, for example, I've skipped Zhongli way too many times, and I am so excited to finally get him. He is a must pull for certain accounts, which I outlined very highly in my Zhongli video, and he is a very good comfort pull for certain other accounts, which again, you can check out the Zhongli video. He is an unlock character and a really valuable character for certain accounts. The TLDR characters like Ganyu or Arataki Ito, he's pretty much a must-have for both of those two. And for characters like Hu Tao, Yoimiya, Zhao, and some others, he is an extremely strong comfort pick, and although maybe isn't the highest team ceiling for those teams, if there's a really aggressive abyss, such as with Consecrated Beasts or who else knows what comes in the future, having that interruption resistance for your favorite characters is really, really valuable. But if you're not sure whether you should prioritize them or not, definitely go watch my Zhongli video. For Childe, he's an incredible DPS, very, very flexible, in particular for Childe International, which is him, Xiangling, Bennett, and Kazuha. It's a shame that neither Bennett nor Xiangling are on this banner. It would have been nice to at least have one of those, but Bennett is being given away for free this patch, and Xiangling is always free from the Abyss, and both of them can have their constellations acquired from the shop, so that's at least nice. But for these two characters in particular, like, none of these 4 stars have very good synergy with the on-fielder. Sayu is a nice overworld taxi, but I just find myself using Yelan or even Lynette over Sayu, but I suppose Sayu should be a little bit better than Lynette for the overworld. I think her skill goes a little bit further. If you're a main DPS Noelle main, like me, well, like I want to be, then you'll be happy to know that she's finally coming back after not being on a banner for over 9 months. I've been waiting for her to finally come back, and really, I should be able to C6 her because I don't have actually Zhongli or Childe at this point, so I should be able to get myself my C6 Noelle that I need. She is a decent DPS at C6, but you really need high constellation Goro to make her work properly, so I'm a little bit disappointed to see her rerun not alongside Goro. And when I say to make her work properly, she does work properly without C6 Goro, but she scales with that investment. So I really would have liked to see Noelle on a Goro banner, but Genshin has been very stingy with synergies for their 4 stars as of late. They're not synergizing all that well with the 5 star often, or not synergizing with each other. Like, they refused to run Farazan with Zhao, and then this kind of stuff as well. So, and also Rosaria didn't go with Eula, and Toma didn't go with Wanderer. It's just sad to see them reduce the value of the 4 stars on banners on purpose. It definitely feels targeted, and I'm not super happy about it. For Freminette, I'll be doing my pre-release on him very soon, but let's say I'm not that excited for this character. His numbers don't look that good, and his kit looks very restrictive. I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised. Maybe I'll get a lot of constellations on this banner, and he'll be really cracked out, so I'll definitely be building him and testing him, but I don't have super high hopes. I guess the only solace for the 4 stars on this banner is at least Noelle really does want Zhongli for her optimal team, so I guess that. But other than that, honestly, these are probably some of the worst 4 stars that I've ever seen on a banner, and the least, probably like lowest on a tier list for all 3 combined in terms of power, and the least synergy with the on-fielder, with the on-banner 5 star, so that's pretty sad to see. And for the weapon banner, it's looking even worse. The Polar Star is a very good weapon for Childe. It is actually his best weapon. Obviously, it's his signature, but only if you pre-stack it properly. If you don't, the Aqua Simulacra, and if my estimation comes out, the first Great Magic should both be really strong contenders, all within probably 5% of his top spot. So if you are wishing for a bow for Childe, you should not wish on this weapon banner, and you should wish on the current one. The current weapon banner is just so much better in every way. The 5 stars are both, if you're a Childe main, you're winning so much because both of these are so close to being his best in slot. They're really great weapons for him. The Favonius Lance is one of the best polearms in the game that you could, it's probably the best polearm that you could have on this weapon banner. Sack Sword, Sack Bow, really Sack Sword, yeah, Sack Bow, Sack Frags, really good 4 stars as well. And Favonius Claymore, like this is probably the best Claymore. This is one of the best weapon banners of all time. And to go from that to this weapon banner screams, do not wish, do not wish, do not wish. Wish on the other banner, wish on the other banner. We look at the flute, terrible. Dragon's Blade is good, but you don't need refinements. Sack Greatsword, not really very good on anybody. Widsith, it's good. And Rust, it's good just on Yoimiya. And I haven't even talked about the elephant in the room. The Vortex Vanquisher is best in slot on nobody. It's not even Zhongli's best in slot, not in any capacity, under any circumstance, except for pure drip. Is the Vortex Vanquisher ever any good? So Genshin is throwing you a bone. They are sending warning signs, screaming from the top of their lungs, hanging a banner from a plane. Do not wish on this banner. And I'm serious, if you want a 5-star bow for Childe, this is the banner to get it from. I would really like to see nobody in the entire world wish on this banner. Even for drip, yes, the Polar Star looks nice on Childe, but both of these weapons actually look really good on him too. And then, of course, we have to address the elephant in the room. Neuvillette and Wriothesley are coming in the very next patch. So if you're looking out for these characters, then you really want to be careful about how you're using your Primo Gems on the Zhongli and Childe banners. And also, there's other characters that haven't been rerun in a while, such as Hu Tao or Venti. These are some characters, just some random examples that haven't been rerun in a long time. And if you're saving for those or for other characters, then you also really want to keep in mind for Zhongli and Childe that you might be missing out on those characters that are coming in the next patch. It won't be the Archon coming on the next patch though, so if you do have some savings and you spend on these characters, you probably will be able to save up enough for the Archon. But just in case the Archon is in the first half of the following patch, you do also want to be careful and make sure you're not, ending this banner with absolutely 0 wishes. And as always, if you are going to go for the Polar Star, please don't, but if you are, make sure you have at least 200 wishes so you don't get 2 Vortex Vanquishers and then have to spend money or just miss the Polar Star. Please don't just give it a try and give it a whirl. If you're going to give something a whirl, at least this one you're going to get 1 of 2 bows that are good for Childe. I personally am really excited for both of these banners. I do not have Zhongli or Childe. I don't have any Freminette and I don't have Noelle at C6, so this is going to be huge for me. I'm really looking forward to it. I think that Childe is a great character, but you do want to keep in mind that he is a difficult character to play and to maximize with his rotations. He doesn't have any interruption resistance. He's fairly squishy, so you do have to play him well to optimize and to actually get that top tier damage out of him. When played well, he is very good. But for most people in most situations, he's not really going to feel like that cut above a lot of other DPSs, but he is a really good unit and he works in every situation. So if you love him, if you love his playstyle, then awesome. Just make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into with his somewhat more complex rotations and that lack of interruption resistance. Just make sure that you like it, that you're used to it, that you're fine with it, and that you're willing to get used to it. If you've been enjoying the content, please consider subscribing. We've gone full time in the channel. YouTube ad revenue is notoriously very inconsistent. So if you want to support me and my family and the channel and you like the work that we're doing, check out my Patreon or YouTube memberships. If you want some help with your account, please check out our Discord. And if you don't want to do any of those things, that is totally fine. Just watching the video has been more than enough. Thanks so much. Bye for now.